What have your media masters told you? I was at a marriage conference recently and I heard that. What have your media masters told you? And I thought that applies so much more than just marriage. You see, your media masters are the people, are the ideas that you have that you accept as truths that aren't always true. Like, you have to work hard to get ahead. That sounds bright. Or you have to work hard to have success. Working hard is only part of it, but who told you had to work hard? There's plenty of people who work hard that are broke. By the way, I'm walking out at a resort. My family's on vacation right now. We vacation probably 6 to 12 weeks a year, but you know, someone once said that's a lot of vacation. Who told us that vacationing 6 to 12 weeks a year was a lot of vacation? Who told us that? Who told us that you should only, you should only expect a vacation 1 week or 2 weeks a year? Where did we get that concept from? You see, everything around us is essentially programming us. Many of our thoughts come from the schools we attended, but more importantly, it comes from everyday lives, what we see on television, what we hear on the radio, what our family and friends think. That's what your media master is. Your media master is all the media, and it's not any one person or any one thing. It's not any one idea. It's the accumulation of everything in your life that affects you, that everything in your life that creates your beliefs that you have about your life, that ultimately helps you shape the life that you're living right now. And here's the problem. It's not always true. Meaning the beliefs that you have, the things that you hear, they're not always true, but these beliefs control your life. Why are you in a position where you live paycheck to paycheck? Why aren't you making more money? Many of you don't believe you can make more money because you don't have the right education. You don't have the right schooling. I have a guy I know, he told me, I'm a convicted felon. I cannot make any more money. I cannot get a good job. And I said, why don't you start a small business? You can start a small business for, a couple $1,000s or less. And he says to me, where am I going to find a couple $1,000? Do you have $2,000 in credit card debt? Have you ever spent $2,000 before in your life? It's make a decision. Save it if you got to. Go out there, borrow money if you got to. Bake cakes, sell them. Do what you got to do. The question is, what do you believe about yourself that's not true? What have you been conditioned? I live a life where my whole goal is to break free from what I've been conditioned. Wait a minute, you've got to see this. Check this out. See if I can turn this around here. Here, I'll do it this way. Well, you see there's a fountain behind me. There's a fountain over there. This is a great looking resort. The grounds are phenomenal. But I live a life today where my whole goal is to break free from what I've been taught about myself previously, before I started having success. And I have to be constantly aware of this programming. Here's a good example of your media masters. Look at a lot of your sitcoms from the 90s, for example. And a little less so today, but it's still all over TV. The average people that are the stars of those shows, they're all having typical 9-to-5 jobs. They're all stuck in that place. They're all stuck in that environment. They're living an everyday life. How many of them are breaking free from their life? How many of them are achieving success in their life? How many of them are doing something extraordinary with their life? How many of them are spending time with their family? 6 weeks, 10 weeks a year, 12 weeks a year with their family, on vacationing, making memories, doing exotic things, traveling the world, cruising the world. How many of them are living the life where they're financially free, they're out of debt? How many of them are living a life where they realize that they're in charge of their finances and other people aren't in charge of their finances? How many of them have some sort of financial abundance in their life? Listen, you can be anything that you want, you can achieve anything that you want, but you have to create a new vision for yourself. You have to hang around people that have a new vision for their self. You have to be willing to do things that are a little bit out of the ordinary. You have to be willing to do things that go against what your media masters have supposedly taught you. Good morning. You have to be willing to be extraordinary in certain ways, but it's not extraordinarily like you have superpowers. You just have to be willing to be independent. Independent of what we've been taught by our culture. Independent of what we've been taught by our families. I'm here to tell you that you can have a new life. You can create a new life. You're not destined to be stuck. You're not destined to be broke. Find new friends. Find new influences. A big part of my life today is finding people who are more successful than I am, or who encourage me, people who want to believe in me, even if they don't understand me, even if they don't know where I'm going. I'm going to tell you a story about an uncle that I have. I've got an uncle who's probably one of my favorite uncles, he is one of my favorite uncles, and it's for this reason right here. When I was a young man in college, and I was a nurse then. Before I started business and before I became successful in business, I was working as a nurse. And I remember telling him one night, I was either a new nurse or I was about to graduate, but I remember talking to him about one day I'm going to have a business. One day I'm going to do something where I can make more money. And he had a business, a small business that was, fairly successful for him. And at the time, I remember when I was talking about these things, he knew nothing about what I was talking about. I told him I was going to start an internet business. He didn't know anything about what I was going to do. He knew nothing about the internet. But all he ever did is said, "Son, I believe you can do it. Son, I believe you can do it." And I want you to know something. That's made all the difference in my life. And no matter what you're looking to do, no matter what your goals are, I want you to know that I believe that you can do it.